It is the Riot podcast, and guys,
someone's sad.
Nikki has
really sad.
She's come up against what some of you have already experienced, but remember, the hurt is new for her.
It is. So in the podcast, you'll probably hear us talking about the Sanrio, Target, Animal Crossing amiibo cards out today. And you'll hear that it was for pickup only from stores. And I'll tell you, at 9 o'clock exactly, it was in my cart. I had Apple Pay ready to go, like it was just, that was it, and gone. And I tried all the other Target stores in the area because I thought, well, surely over there,
no.
People don't care as much over there because our store always sells out of stuff for Target, like exclusives, pretty fast. But I don't care anymore.
They care everywhere all the time.
They do. They're all gone. How by 9:03 are they literally all gone?
It was 9:01, as I recall.
Well, 9:01 for Polaris.
Okay.
But for by all the other locations, it's not physically, humanly possible, I feel like, for that to be human. And I'm just upset.
I'm just sitting here, don't know what's going on. I hear, come on.
How is that possible? How is it humanly possible? It's not. It's a bot. Well, and come on.
Seriously, you have my sympathy because I've gone for a couple of like posted drops where they're like today at 3 o'clock or today at 9 a.m. And I'm like, okay, I'm online. I'm signed in. I got my payment info in. Like I've done all this stuff, have it in my cart. And the one thing I couldn't do, like the closest I feel like I got was buying an Xbox at Costco. And I had it in my cart and I was putting my CVV number in. And it was like I didn't do it fast enough.
You just can't be fast enough.
Because it was...
Well,
done.
For the first store that I tried, I had two things in the cart because I had already picked something out earlier. And how naive am I? I thought, well, it's only 9 o'clock. It must be the other item. And so I removed it to go again. No, I really wanted that today.
You really are a sweet kid.
So now what? I got to go buy it off someone else who's going to inflate the price?
Yeah, I mean, probably only 500 to 600%. If you're lucky.
I've just been looking forward to it. I'm going to delete my reminder because I had another reminder later, and I'm just not going to. Oh, fine. It's
for
fine.
Real, though, like you have my sympathies. I know you are experiencing in real time what so many other people have been experiencing over the last few months. And that is, it doesn't seem... I don't know.
It doesn't seem because it's not possible.
We talk about it in the show, but it's just one of those things where you're like, how can this be?
This has made me so upset that Target is off my list. And Target wasn't even on there.
But it's not even their fault.
Not anymore. It is. Why do they allow that? They need to fix it. It is their fault. It literally is their fault to allow that.
I just want you to know.
I gotta go. I just start the podcast.
I just want to say all the Reddit forums that I've looked at for graphics cards, Xboxes, PlayStations, that you don't even know it. You're quoting them.
Oh, pretty much. I'm just going to stay at Costco, and that's all I'm going to do. And if anybody wants to do any fancy exclusive things and expect it to be able to beat a bot, I'm not going to do it.
Okay. Well, you guys enjoy the podcast.
In the podcast, we
American Arson.
Yeah, American Arson. Great guys. When you're done with
the podcast. Great guys, whatever.
Because they're not Target.
They ain't got no amiibo stuff.
So if you want to check out more after the podcast is done, you can watch our American Arson interview. Follow us at RadioU Riot on Facebook and YouTube. I put it on our RadioU official IGTV for Instagram. So take a few minutes and watch that this weekend too. And it's there.
Oh,
no.
Rogue yawn came out of nowhere. You guys have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.
Are people really still listening to the Riot? You don't have work to do or laundry to fold or literally anything else to do? The Riot, RadioU.
So I want to say a big thank you to Kristen, who reached out to us on Facebook yesterday to show us, something terrible. Something absolutely horrifically terrible. And that was Peeps Pepsi.
Oh, did you see that? Yeah. Well, it sounds really good, but it's probably super bad. It's like it was a marshmallow Pepsi, but it's all a yellow can. I don't know if you can get it anywhere, but
I assume bots purchased all of them immediately and that we'll never see them.
Is it like an art project? Is it just their thing where they make a few, or are they actually in stores?
So here's what you got to do. You have to sign up for the... did anybody else just immediately get less interested when I said you have to sign up for the...
Is it a monthly Pepsi thing?
You have to participate in Pepsi's Hangin' With My Peeps sweepstakes.
Oh, all right.
So,
well, what does that entail?
Here you go. Fans can submit photos of themselves enjoying the spring with Peeps marshmallow chicks and bunnies by tagging at Pepsi, hashtag Hanging With My Peeps, and hashtag Pepsi sweepstakes on Twitter and Instagram for the chance to win a coveted limited edition 3-pack of Pepsi Cross Peeps.
I am not interested, but if anybody gets a hold of any, just let us know.
It was one of those things where if it seemed, okay, my first thought was Easter's a week away. It's too late for them to try to push this into stores.
Yeah.
So like, how can that be? They should have been running this promotion for like a month and a half. Back in February, even. And then when I saw that it was a sweepstakes, it was just wah.
Well, didn't they do that with was it the Pepsi apple pie? They've done that with a couple of flavors throughout the past year.
Yeah.
I don't know if just these flavors, they don't want to do a full like limited run or what, but they'll just do it as a contest instead.
I think it comes down to you get just as much coverage for the contest as you would for the actual drink, and next to no expense.
But for Peeps to be involved, you would think they would want like this just to be everywhere.
Well, no, because Peeps is immediately getting the benefit, because in order to enter the sweepstakes, what do you have to do?
Show that you care about Peeps. Oh, yeah, I guess you don't. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's to a certain extent, it's marketing genius. It's that whole thing. Like if you ever take a business course and you have to hear that thing about like, what's worth more money, buying blah, 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 or you buy insurance on a $1 million hole-in-one on the 9th hole on this golf course and you'll get all this publicity. Yeah. That's why everything works that way. It's one of the first things they teach you. So that's
it's a game of chance.
No, it's not. It's a sweepstakes, Nikki.
Sweepstakes.
That's another thing that we've learned is that all of these words really mean something.
They do, like in legal jargon, for them to be able to have the contest or not. Like this is a Pepsi lottery.
You and I will treat it like they're interchangeable, but that when they say sweepstakes, ding, 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 that means something.
So if you are interested in the Peeps Pepsi, you have to win those. Those will not be in stores, and you can just Google search. You'll find them.
And, I think since it's a sweepstakes, they want you to enter that way, but that means they have to provide alternate means of entry.
Yeah, you can find another way to get in.
Yeah. Boy, aren't you glad we're having this talk right now?
Well, at least we told them at the end that I'm sure there's another way to get in without having to buy any Peeps products.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, take a look at my hand around this cup.
Yes. I see the word off.
No, don't worry about the cup. Just focus on the hand.
Yeah, I see your hand.
What do you think about it?
Is one of your fingers swollen? No, it's not. It was just the angle.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it looks
just,
fine.
We'll just put that on the list. No big deal.
It looks fine. It's just the angle and the lighting.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like, does it make you want the cup?
The coffee? It looks like a hotel one. Yeah.
Does it feel compelling? Because here's the thing. I saw where this bourbon brand is looking for a hand model.
Oh, can you be the hand model?
Yeah. And it's not like I really want to be a bourbon guy. But
you want the bourbon hand model money?
$100,000 to be the hand?
Yeah, then then you're always going to have to be the hand model for the bourbon company.
I don't know.
They'll be like, here, put your hand in front of this barrel.
Great. That's the great thing, too, is they'll never know it's me. People, every once in a while, you're in public and you're like, you don't recognize me? Look at this hand.
Look at this hand.
Look more closely at it.
You go all the time to go look next to an ad, and you're like, here you go.
And where is it even legal to advertise alcohol anymore? You can't do it on TV. And I mean, who's buying magazines? So what? Will your hand show up in, like, what, Twitter ads?
You'd be a social media, probably, model.
Okay. I do think it's fun.
Influencer.
they're calling this person the spokesfist because it'll be your fist wrapped around fistful of bourbon, which is the brand that you'll be selling.
Are they looking for a male or anyone?
Is your hand the first thing people notice when you enter a room? Does it do most of the talking for you? Then this might be your calling. It doesn't say.
So anyone can go for it?
Honestly, I feel like they're looking for a man. But I don't know that I've seen that somewhere. I mean,
can you get $100,000 if you're chosen?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's your salary.
You know what this is.
So you're going to be the hand person now.
They pretend like they're looking for an amateur, but then you get in there and there's some professional. They're in there and they've done all this advertisement for all these other, ads and stuff with their hands, and you don't get chosen.
And then you find out, you're like, it's ridiculous that somebody has a compelling hand, and then this person walks in, and all you're like,
that's what they're looking for.
Their hand is so amazing. Wow.
Well, I'll leave it up to you if you want to go for that.
I don't drink bourbon, but I'm 5 bottles in once I saw that hand. I don't understand it. The hand compels you.
Oh, well, good luck if anybody's going to go for that.
Yeah, no, I just want, I love the idea of a job where for $100,000, I just set my hand up there.
Well, I'm sure the stress, though, to get your hands ready. I mean, you might think your hands look good, but I don't think our hands look good.
A little bit of lotion.
Yeah, we need
spend a little time getting, your daily massages and manicures.
Work, little something.
Well, yeah, definitely need some cuticle
So
work.
I feel like again, they're saying they want just an everyday person, but they want someone with pretty hands.
Yeah. Well, like pretty, but it communicates a certain strength. It doesn't communicate that, hey, this could lead to alcoholism, shakes, that's not what they want.
They're not looking for that. And
that might be what my hand communicates.
They want the real thing.
Look at this pale hand with all these little and a swollen finger, apparently.
They put your hands in like the tanner, like you just have to go get tanned.
Is it healthy eating so many snacks, chips, and Oreos every single morning? No, of course not. But they do it for you.
Not too many guys got the stomach for this line of work.
That's real love. It's the Riot on RadioU.
So, Nikki, I went ahead and got out my pre-workout.
Well, are you going to work out later, or are you just having it?
No, I'm just drinking it. This is brain and body fuel, is what it says.
It'll be good. Are you going to drink the whole can, or?
I don't know.
It's a bang.
Let's see. It doesn't have any trans fat in it. That's exciting.
That's not what you're supposed to be worried about.
It's not.
It is. I think it
is. So little sodium.
Well, and that's good. And I think there's not as many carbs. And isn't it sugar-free?
It is. Now, it does have a warning label on it.
Yeah, I think it's the 18 and older.
It says too much caffeine may cause nervousness, irritability, sleeplessness. And that, just to be clear, that's why I want it. I want it to cause sleeplessness. And occasionally rapid heartbeats.
What if you have some of that already and you don't want it? Like, will it cancel it out and you won't have sleeplessness then?
I don't know. It says not recommended for people under 18 years of age. One serving of Bang provides 300 milligrams of caffeine.
Nice. That's enough. And you don't have coffee too.
Why?
Well, that's a lot then. Isn't that like 4 servings? Does that equal 3 or 4 servings? It's all fine. In one. It's fine. It's no problem.
I'll just take a couple more drinks of this and I'll put it back.
Okay. What's the flavor though?
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy? Okay. I didn't see.
It's good.
Man, Eric loves those things.
It is good.
They're expensive, but they're good.
It was expensive, but it's just one of those things where
it's a Friday.
It's a Friday. It's just a little
pick me up.
Just a little something.
We can't go to the fair, can we? Where else are we getting cotton candy?
Where else? What else can I do? You guys see the desperate shape I'm in for cotton candy.
We can't have it in a bag, so you might as well have it as a bang.
It's not freely available. I'm bothered by it. I'm doing what it takes.
So would you prefer, like, if you were just trying to get caffeine, would you give up coffee to have caffeine through an energy drink because of the flavor, or do you still prefer the flavor of coffee?
Well, here's something I'll say. One, I love the flavor of coffee, which it has taken me time, but I do. 2, the problem with the energy drink, I think, is that the
Is the heart palpitations?
It's too fast. Like it's too much too fast.
I see.
Like I can drink coffee, and because it's hot, that actually, the heat of coffee is a good thing because it slows you down. At least that's my opinion. And it, the bitterness of it slows you down.
Sure.
You're drinking it slower.
It's an organic warning thing.
Cotton candy sugar water. I could drink 4 or 5 of those and not even blink.
You don't have to wait for it to cool down. It's delicious. There's nothing stopping you. It's not even over ice, like just to keep you slow.
They have removed every natural obstacle to you consuming caffeine. So I got to...
it's a bit dangerous compared to the coffee that will slow you down.
I'm scared of them. Just a little. But you know what? They're selling it at a gas station, so it must be safe.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Yeah! You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Man, seriously, guys, so tired of what has become a fever pitch of like anything that goes on sale. It's like, hey, they're gonna have apples down at the market, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna be there 4 a.m. I'm gonna get them, and then if you want to buy the apples I'm buying, I'll be selling them on Marketplace later for about 300% markup.
Well, it's not even like you're supposed to be encouraged. I think it's you're not supposed to be encouraged to go physically pick things up anymore.
Just forget it.
So when you get on a virtual line, it's the worst. You're never getting the item.
No, and when people say they get it, I'm just like, I feel like you're a plant. And that meaning not that they're growing green, but that they are somebody that like the company has put out there like, no, it's working.
This everyday person got it, not a bot.
Just like you, they waited in the virtual line and were able to purchase this.
Well, I don't think I have a chance, but I'll try.
Oh, man. Nikki, I just want to spare you the pain that I've experienced so many times.
So Animal Crossing, the Sanrio crossover amiibo cards come out. That way you buy these physical cards that you can then link to your Animal Crossing world, and then you get Sanrio, which is Hello Kitty world content.
Right.
And I even set a reminder today. I was that interested to get these amiibo cards, but you can get them from Target today, but you can only order them online or on the app for drive-up purchase. There's no online sales, and there's no physical cards in the stores that you're allowed to go in and get.
Okay, no, wait. You're telling me that if you and I...
It's only pickup.
Put the autopilot on and went over to the Target and walked into the store to buy it, they'd be like, nah.
I don't think they're selling them that way. You cannot just walk in, only as an order pickup or drive-up purchase.
I hate everything.
And there's only 2 per customer, but if anybody gets one... May I be your +2 or +1?
And can I just tell you, how everything's so hard to get right now?
Yeah, they're probably gone already.
You've been watching what's going on in the Suez Canal, which is a sentence I never thought I'd say. But
the boat that's stuck on its side. And do you know what's in the boat?
Everything.
It's like billions of stuff. All these things that are trying to go to places to be sold.
It's not just that boat either. Mm-hmm. It's all the boats that aren't getting through.
They're stuck in the canal.
They're saying that it's essentially costing world commerce about $220 million an hour for every hour that canal is blocked up. So just in case you were like, oh, yeah, I'm getting it shipped from, and it's not coming from next door.
Nope.
You're never getting it.
Because remember, we still also just have the other shipping problem with the lack of the shipping containers. So things are just sitting on docks. You're like, I made this order it feels like years ago. You're never getting it.
The sad thing about it is that this wouldn't, if you went back, I don't know, to the dark ages, you would be like, look, I've received a letter. It is 8 years old, but the miracle of post.
My thing is at the dock. Let's go with.
But now
we've gotten used to the other way.
We've gotten used to like, hey, they're going to have the Animal Crossing cards at Target. And you're like, well, let's see. Do I want them shipped to me? Do I have to walk them over? Am I going to be laying on a beach somewhere and somewhere? Like, they'll bring it to you anywhere. And now they're just like, get in the virtual line, comrade. If you're lucky, you'll get one.
But again, that's because they don't want you going in the store. They don't want a long line of people trying to get this. They don't want to have the safety concern with that.
Yep.
So
Well,
that's
great.
today. I'm going to delete my reminder that I had for later because I was just going to pop in just to see if I could get one. And I'll see what happens today.
For what it's worth, I will tell you that sometimes the pop-in is the best way.
But not if they're not selling them that way.
No, you're not popping.
So that's the Animal Crossing Sanrio Amiibo cards today that no one will get, along with any consoles that you might wanted to get to when you were hoping to just walk in. So
No, they have nothing ever.
We would give the Riot flowers to show our appreciation, but Obadiah's probably allergic. What isn't he allergic to? This is the Riot on RadioU.
If you're getting a little bored, looking for something else maybe to watch this weekend, remember that you've got archived Riots and you've got archived This Old House.
This Old House?
Have you ever heard of that?
I have, but what is it? Is it a... I feel like... Is that PBS?
It is.
Or is it HGTV?
No, it's PBS. And many people point to this as the original, like, home renovation show.
Oh, like the first one?
Like the first one ever.
Oh, that's fun.
And so they have just unlocked and I love that's their word, not mine, unlocked the first season of This Old House. You can watch the entire thing. It's on their website, and it's from 1979. 79.
Seems like it had 42 seasons of this show.
42 seasons?
It says 42 seasons of it.
That's crazy.
And is it on Peacock, I think, also? So
okay.
It's there.
I wonder, is the first season on Peacock?
It might be. It just has it with its details. It just has the Peacock there.
Huh. Okay, no, wait a
so
minute.
did they redo houses, or they were just working on a house for a while?
I think they were working on a house for a long time, yeah. And it was hosted by a guy named Bob Vila, who I saw him advertise air conditioners one time.
Oh, is that person?
I don't know much more than that. Whoa.
Interesting.
It is super low res. Like,
well, I mean, it's old. It's
I know.
79. They weren't thinking, gee, I wonder how this will stream in the future.
It popped in a little bit. It looks a little better. The thing that I think is funny about it is just, everything these days, if it's a renovation show, they're like, all right, it's demo day.
Yay.
And all that kind of stuff. I don't think they're going to be like, okay, listen, you stay here. I'm going to go to Lowe's and get the stuff that we need. Lowe's, your home improvement superstore. And
it's not the same formula that home shows have now.
It's not going to be what you're used to.
In case you're like, no one watches home shows. Nope. Those are very popular.
Oh, no,
extremely popular, especially since everybody spent the last year in their home.
That's where the money is, guys.
I know. They're like, what can I do to make this better?
All right. Well, there you go. If you want to...
That's fine. I wonder if I'd want to watch an old house show.
I'm just curious about kind of almost
the pacing
just the structure.
Yes,
like how does it look? Because remember, TV, it used to move a lot slower. A whole lot slower.
I'm tempted to try to. I don't want to watch it on Peacock, but maybe somewhere else.
Oh, Nikki, don't you want to sign up for Peacock?
We tried for
one day. We can help you go ad free.
We tried for one day, and I just couldn't. So if it was on Discovery Plus, man, I watched that. So I watched that network.
Yep.
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki and I need some people. We need some insiders, okay? That's what we need. And I don't mean RadioU insiders. I don't mean whatever. Nikki and I want to use and abuse our position to not break the law, but skip the line.
Just a little ahead.
That's all. And it's like, oh, they want a vaccine. No, Nikki wants Animal Crossing Sanrio cards from Target, and I want an Xbox Series X. Now, one
is, I think, $5.99. I want to pay for them today, but I just didn't want to have to go through a whole thing where they're going to be sold out.
Oh, me either.
Well, yours has been sold out forever. You're used to that.
Okay, yours just hasn't had a chance to sell out yet. And don't you worry, it's
sure
coming.
All weekend it'll be, but you're still looking for an Xbox?
Yeah.
And it's still, ever since the stimulus stuff, you can't get anything. Because that's just the sweet spot where it's not the whole deposit amount. It's a good amount, but not the whole part of it.
It's not all of it.
And everybody wants one.
Yeah, they do. So, yeah, but I'm just saying, Nikki, you and I, come on. Aren't we supposed to be, people with connections around town? Are we supposed to know people?
That is possible.
Okay, so
that is possible.
So some of you people, where's our target people?
Wait, we don't go. Hello, everybody.
Hello?
No, I think we have to do it just like everybody else does. And I know, but it is better that way.
Have you seen my Visa, Nikki? I'm an extraordinary person.
No, you don't use your Visa. Well, actually, that's your Costco Visa. That's the only one we have.
I'm just telling you.
And we all have one.
Be that as it may, Nikki and I need a few good people working behind the scenes. Trying to make some things happen.
Hey, my Amiibo cards, I think, are on one side, but yours is a whole other thing. Everybody else wants that. They're not going to be mad if I jump the Amiibo card line.
Oh, no. That's where you're
mad
wrong.
With yours.
The Hello Kitty people are probably 10 times as psychotic as the Xbox people. The Xbox people are like, they'll yell at you and make you feel bad on Twitter. I'll bet the Sanrio crowd, they're just like, oh, yeah, I hope your brakes still work.
They'll wait for your car because you're choosing pickup because you can't get them in stores.
I'm like, yeah, best of luck to you in the coming year if you make it.
They'll come knock out your windows to try to get the cards. I don't know.
That's what I think is going to happen. I can't prove that, but that's what I think. So, well, that releases today in Target stores, and Nikki's looking for, a friend.
Just one pack. That's it. But I'll look a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll keep looking.
And I won't be disappointed because we don't let it affect us. If you can't get your thing that you're wanting, we're not going to let it bother us. We're just going to try again another time. And I didn't want to play it anyways today. I got a lot of other stuff to do.
No big deal.
No time anyways. Not like I was planning on it.
Maybe the Riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, how do you feel about snagging yourself a Pop-Tart? We have Pop-Tarts back there we've never eaten, right?
We do. It's the pink lemonade flavor. There's one flavor out of all these three that I could really get behind.
You want the lemon groove, don't you?
Nope, that's not it.
Red velvet cupcake?
Nope, that's not it. That's not the Pop-Tart flavors.
Pretzel salted caramel?
It's banana cream pie, peach cobbler, and lemon cream pie. That is the new Pop-Tart flavors that are coming by this summer.
How come when I follow this, it shows me the red velvet cupcake?
Those are the old ones. These are the new summer flavors, the new ones. And they're based on iconic fruit desserts. And man, the banana cream pie one, I'm all over that. The other boxes come in small ones only, but the banana cream pie comes in a 16 value pack. We're doing that.
Okay, all right. My thing about that.
We're doing it.
I never feel like.
Watch it. What you say about bananas and cream and pie.
Can't argue with that.
Do you like those flavors or?
Okay, listen, you have no idea how many bananas I eat. I eat bananas like crazy. I love bananas. Yeah. So I'm not saying bananas are bad. I love bananas.
It's Pop-Tarts that are bad?
No. It's cream.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Wait a minute. Just go.
Nikki, I don't eat dairy.
Oh, my gosh. You need that part.
No. What I'm saying is that a lot of times artificially flavored banana stuff doesn't hit very well.
Yeah, but that's what's in the pie, too.
I don't really like a banana cream pie. Because it's not, I don't know.
It'll do, though, right?
Well, that'll do, Pig.
We'll still eat these.
Yes, of course.
The peach cobbler and the lemon cream pie, like I mentioned, are coming in the small boxes because it'll be a limited exclusive flavor.
They can keep that peach cobbler. I don't want it.
And the banana one will be a larger pack at 16 for $3.68.
And that's, suggested retail.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We might be able to get if that little smiley guy goes around and does a rollback.
So these will all be available and out by June, even though I haven't gotten details on it'll be exclusive to where, but they'll be out by then.
All right. Well, you're obviously on board.
I saw it yesterday and I physically got I didn't dance or anything, but I was like, man, banana cream pie.
Well, had too many Pop-Tarts to dance, if you know what I mean.
And normally I feel like we haven't been in Pop-Tarts. We haven't been into them as much, but this will be just fine this summer.
This is going to change it up. This is going to be what we're looking for.
Oh, yeah. Go eat it outside. It'll be warm outside, sunny.
What?
We can't. We're not.
Nikki's having an entire experience with this moment. She's not just sitting in here.
A picnic?
Your eyes are half open.
Nope.
You're trying to eat a Pop-Tart.
Nope.
No. You're okay, Eric and I are going to take a special trip, and we're going to take the Pop-Tarts, and we're going to go to the lake, and it's going to be magnificent, and he's going to feed me each bites of Pop-Tarts.
No, I don't need anybody around. This doesn't need to be like that. This is just me and the banana cream pie Pop-Tarts. And it's not weird.
You're out in a field,
my allergies, I probably shouldn't go that far out into the field.
Maybe you could sit next to a sunny window.
That sounds good. And I will take my, just a half of an allergy pill.
Just in case.
Just in case.
If you missed out on the next Riot moment when it originally aired, you don't know how lucky you are. You're listening to the worst of the Riot podcast.
Have you seen the new hotness that's now available in Mexico City?
What are we doing?
Researchers in Mexico City have designed a nose-only mask.
Oh, for eating?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks awful. Oh, I can't do that, guys. I can't wear that.
Why not?
I can't. Even if we were all wearing it.
What?
I just can't.
What's the problem with it? It's nice.
How are we supposed to breathe and eat? It's just too much.
You know what? I will tell you, as I've had all those sinus issues in my life, et cetera, and it doesn't happen as often as it used to. But when I would have such an incredibly stuffy nose, sometimes I would choke on food because
you couldn't at the same time.
I was breathing and eating, and it was it's a weird thing. That guy, when I look at him, my nose feels stuffed up.
Sure. It makes it's just uncomfortable.
It's a mask that covers only
just your nose. Just your nose, but it still has the straps that go around your ears.
And then your mouth is free. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you'll go right back to a regular mask as soon as this is over.
Yeah.
In fact, if you look in some of the other photos, what they have is it shows them with the nose mask and the face mask. And then they take the face mask off to eat. The nose mask stays on, and then they put it back on.
Well, the World Health Organization still recommends, though, that you're wearing a face mask that covers the nose, the mouth, and the chin. I like the face mask where if you put, like the disposable ones, you put one on top and then one on the bottom, and then if you just open...
and that's what you're doing for eating?
You can eat between. I just eat at home or in the car. I'm not eating anywhere where I have to worry about it. I've long given that up.
I'll give them the fact that there is something hilarious about wearing your mask all the way inside, sitting down, and then taking your mask off. And it's like, oh, yeah, we're fixing it now.
Well,
we're doing it.
Is this the safe zone or was it wrong? Did you have to do it the whole entire time leading up to it? It's hard.
Know. I know everybody's doing their best, and we really shouldn't. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm saying I don't want to wear the nose one. So I am saying that.
I am kind of with you, and then it's like, you know what? Let's just eat in the parking lot.
I'll find another way. Yeah, we'll just eat outside.
I'll just get pick up. We'll sit under the tree here.
Perfect.
Whatever. It's fine. We'll eat outside.
But this guy, I haven't seen it picking up. It's not a trend for masks. To have the nose only one, but if you start to see it, just remember, I'm not doing that.
He actually, with this one picture of this guy straight on, it's a black mask over his nose. It looks kind of like he's wearing a cat costume.
No,
it's like a big nose with whiskers coming out of it.
It is. It also reminds me of
he's eating cheese.
If you get into this classic British humor stuff, it looks like a Mr. Bean or some sort of British thing because of the jacket and his look that he has.
It
looks
totally
like a sketch thing. not real life.
Like there's a camera out there and they want to see how people react to his nose mask.
Exactly that. So I'm going to click out of that.
And I'll tell you how they'll react. They'll get them, and we'll stop the coronavirus spreading now and allow restaurants to reopen.
Reopen with your nose mask.
That's right. Everybody wear your nose mask.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
You remember earlier this week, was it yesterday? Was it 2 days ago? We had a discussion about Godzilla. Not the monster, the macaque monkey.
Oh, yeah. In Thailand, this monkey, this guy would bring the monkey to like this cart each day. And then the public would just go walking around, or tourists, and they would feed this monkey. And he was super, what should we say so we don't make him feel
corpulent.
Bad?
He doesn't know what that
husky.
means. He's husky.
Super husky. And you're like, how husky? It's uncomfortable to look at the monkey because you could tell he's uncomfortable.
But you know what? He's happy. He's just eating. I don't even think
he's happy.
Are you sure?
I think he's so uncomfortable he's crossed over.
You think he eats because he's unhappy?
Well, I think he eats because people are feeding him and they're throwing food at him.
Well, I've got some great news, Nikki. According to this update.
What, has he lost all the weight already and we can't?
No, he's being sent to a fat camp for monkeys.
There's such a thing? The sanctuary? It's an animal sanctuary.
That's exactly what I thought to myself is you're telling me that there's enough money in the world that somebody somewhere has got a place and is paying to take in this monkey and what? Put it on a treadmill, get it working out, start feeding it only leafy greens?
Organic.
I
think it is just a monkey sanctuary and they're just going to work with him on its weight.
Still. Think about that.
Of course there's going to be a monkey sanctuary.
Well, we're going to go ahead and bring him in, and we're just going to work with him. And
he just needs removed from the temptation. If we were sitting outside a food cart and people were feeding us all day too, we'd also need to go to a sanctuary afterwards. This is just the monkey one.
I'm just telling you, I need to go to a sanctuary, okay? That's
Are you feeling uncomfortable?
I need to be sent to fat camp where I can run and play.
Is anybody else from quarantine weight just like you desperately want to lose the weight? Because, my gosh, summer's almost here. It's going to be a lot hotter out. But yet you also just don't want to anymore. So you're just comfortable with how you are. So it's this weird thing of I can't get any motivation.
Yep. No, I get it.
This monkey doesn't need the motivation because people around him are going to do it.
I legit have been... I was like, I'm getting back in the gym this week. Then I got sick. I did that again, got sick again. And then exactly what you're saying. I've just gotten to a point where I'm just like, yeah, I'm fat. I don't even care anymore.
This is it.
I give up.
This is it.
Like, don't you want to try? No,
don't want to.
I don't. Do they make bigger pants? I'll have some of those.
Listen, the pants are all stretchy anyways.
I cut a hole in the top of the bed sheet. I put my head through that. Boom, I'm covered.
Motivation just seems to be a little harder than it used to be.
Bring me those Cheez-Its, the Duos, the Parmesan cheese and the sharp cheddar. Just bring me those and a diet soda.
Oh, well, we're cutting back with that. But good for the monkey. I'm glad because you can't just keep letting people feed him and he's going to blow up.
Do you think does this mean that there's an opening for someone to sit at the market and for people to feed them? Because I could go do that. All right.
Feed us.
It looks like maybe he's in a diaper or something. I'll just throw that diaper on, just sit in the cage and just...
if you want to do that, that's one thing. But if you get caught up in that and you want to come home, you let me know and I will come and get you.
No, I'm going, after I go to the sanctuary.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Getting a chance we've never talked to American Arson before, have we?
We have not. Very first time.
But, they're so friendly, I feel like I know them already.
Good morning, Evan and Jesse from American Arson. How are you guys doing?
Good. Thanks for having us on.
We're doing good.
Okay, I've got to start. Evan, are you, you're wearing some kind of a high school something sweatshirt? Are you a coach?
Yeah, I am.
Really?
This is actually the first year in the last, 15 years that I won't be coaching a high school soccer team this spring. I've moved on to coach some little munchkins now. So I had to throw they had tryouts yesterday, so I had to throw it on to kind of get a little nostalgic here today.
He's not a coach. He's that guy that still likes to wear his high school sports.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, I got the letter jacket in the closet too. You know, I pull it out every once in a while when I feel like kicking the ball over them their mountains.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
You know what, Jesse? You can make it ugly, but I want you to know I played soccer in high school, and I'm still wearing indoor soccer shoes and will never stop.
Hey, fair enough. The shoes are different. Those are too comfortable to let go.
I see.
Okay.
Slip and fall accidents that way too if you're wearing indoor soccer shoes around. So they got better grip than normal tennis shoes.
I think he's willing to take the risk, so he'll probably still stick with it.
I love those shoes, and every couple of years I get a new pair, and I'm good. Like whatever. So American Arson, you guys obviously you're not on tour right now. You're coaching. Little League Soccer, what are you doing?
Working from home.
Jesse, what are you up to?
So I work for a mortgage company. So I have your typical Monday to Friday day job that I work, and just long for the days that I'm allowed to take off work to go play some shows again.
So do you, like when you get on the phone with people and you're like, hey, I'm calling about your mortgage.
Let me turn my music down.
Just to let you know, I'm in a band and I'm only doing this for right now, okay?
I don't know if you want to start every call with that.
That's how we've gotten actually like 3/4 of our fan base. So, I hate to let that one out of the bag, but, I've really just been calling people all over the world and like, hey, like, I know we're supposed to talk about your loan, but actually, I would love to send you this link, the Spotify link.
Can you stream my songs, please? Just as many times as possible.
Yeah, he's not allowed to quit his job once we start touring again.
He's
not
got to make
allowed
the
to quit his
money.
job once we start touring again, because that's the only way that we get any fans is
That's
from him calling
right.
people and bugging them to listen to us.
He's like, hey, I can get you an extra month on this, but I'm going to need you to like and follow American Arson.
Yeah.
If you're following us on our socials, I'll see you get the best deal possible for this mortgage.
That's right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
So, we've covered what you guys are doing when you're not rocking out. Like, let's talk American Arson, the band. What's going on with the dynamic duo?
Well, yeah, it's been a tough year. Obviously, we released an album right in the middle of not being able to tour. We started a podcast called the American Arson Podcast to connect with people since we haven't been able to see all of our favorite people all over the country and stuff. And yeah, we've been slowly, tentatively kind of looking at the calendar and figuring out, when it might be safe and acceptable and all that for us to return. So we do have some stuff in the works that we haven't announced just yet, but
hopefully we'll be able to show you some stuff soon.
Yeah,
we're not just sitting around texting each other about how sad we are we can't play shows. We've been working on.
We're mostly stuff. Doing that, but we're also doing other things.
Well, for the podcast, though, you were mentioning how it's still a great way to connect with fans when you can't tour around. Do you feel like you would keep doing the podcast when touring returns, or is it something that you really enjoy, that other layer of American Arson?
I think we would keep doing it. We've had a chance to meet a lot of people from different bands, all sort of. It's really targeted toward anyone creative, so photographers and designers, and we've got a chance to talk to all sorts of people. People might have to wait longer between seasons once we really get back to full swing, but I think it's something we'd like to keep doing.
Unless you'd rather hear us talk for an hour, like instead of us releasing another album. I mean, that might be, people might have been sick of us by listening to this last one so much over quarantine.
Too much of it. Well, for American Arson, if you check out RadioU TV, you can see the Unbreakable music video. That's done hugely well there. And then, of course, on RadioU, you can hear the song Forever. That's also done amazingly well. That is this, guys.
So I saw that, like your podcast, it was new to me until about 5 minutes before we hit you guys up. And I poked in and I watched, and you guys had some pretty good tour stories there.
Yeah, that's been the most fun, I think. What do you think, Jesse?
It's basically it's been great. Like Evan said, like it helps us connect with. Some of them are people we've known for a long time, and some of them are newer friends that we would have been playing shows with or probably would have connected with over this past year. But yeah, the tour stories always make us kind of long for those days of being able to hit the road again. It's kind of fun to think back to the times we were sleeping in parking lots or getting lost. And if you heard the last episode with Hayden from Tiger Wine, there's a story about them getting lost in the middle of a snowstorm and getting picked up by a random farmer in who knows where. But we miss those days. The comforts of our home are getting too familiar.
Yeah. You miss all those things happening.
No, but let me ask though, like you say now that you're well fed and you're warm and you're comfortable, you're like, man, I sure do miss that stuff. But do you really miss it? Like really?
We really do.
Yeah.
We really do. Because you know what? You endure all those kind of crazy, quirky things. But one of the things that's really hit me the hardest is I don't think I realized how spread out my friends are all over the country. You know, when you're regularly kind of making the circuit and getting to see people, you know, in California or Pennsylvania or whatever, you don't realize, you know, maybe the distance between the two of you isn't as pronounced. And now in the last year, when we obviously haven't been doing those things, I think I've felt it a little bit more acutely and starting to realize, like, wow, my friends they're all over the place. They're really spread out.
100%. You go from seeing
especially when you're doing things like
yeah,
or especially when you're doing things like music festivals where everybody converges on the same place, and you're all there together. Those are some of the coolest experiences, and obviously music festivals are one of the casualties of this current situation that we're in.
So we're talking to Evan and Jesse from American Arson. Guys, thank you so much for spending time with us this morning. And let's say, obviously you can hear the music here on RadioU. You can see it on RadioU TV. Where can we find the podcast?
YouTube, there's a video podcast version on YouTube, and then the audio version is pretty much on every other major podcasting platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and a bunch of the other ones that people use. So it should be anywhere that you can find it. And if for some reason you log on to whatever app or platform you use and it's not there, let us know and we'll make sure it gets thrown out there.
Okay. Well, Jesse, I really like that you told me it's anywhere I can find it. I feel comfortable with that statement. And
it's truthful. It's there.
If you go to Best Buy and just open up one of their random laptops on their tables, it should be already pulled up.
And playing
at the same time.
Every single Best Buy, we've made sure they're there.
Well, I think we're prepared to find the American Arson podcast. I think we can.
Well, guys,
YouTube and Spotify are the big ones.
That is the main ones, yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for spending time with us this morning. It's been a lot of fun.
It's so nice to meet you guys.
This is RadioU's Worst of the Riot.
So for the last couple of days, I keep having this thought over and over again. Do you ever have a thought you're trying not to think?
Yeah, well, then you think about it more.
Let me tell you what. It's not easy. You're like, it keeps coming up and you're like, I swear if you don't stop, I'm going to. And then what I love is you'd be like, okay, the answer is to think about something else. So you go find something else to think about. And pretty soon you've warped that into thinking back into the thing that you're trying to avoid.
Where you started at.
It is like over and over and over. And it's hard. Like it is hard to literally change your mind. And you almost have to set out to do it like on purpose, where you're just like, look, I don't care how many times we have to change the subject in this conversation, Mr. Brain, but we're going to keep changing the subject. Because, man, sometimes your brain, it's like it has a mind of its own. Now it's getting weird.
Dude, don't dive into that anymore.
Now it's getting weird. But you know what I mean? I think we've all been there where you're like, hey, I'm not going to think about this, and it keeps coming back. And so one of the things that I've been doing to fight that has been music. I've talked about it a few times here on the show. I've been talking about it online, but just the idea that one of the great things that we get from RadioU has been music that is very particular in that it is talking to us about God, about the fact that we are loved, that we matter, and in a lot of cases, specifically what Jesus did for us. And so I have been using music to sometimes get my mind back on track. And it's funny how in that fight with your mind, music can actually be a pretty serious resource, dare I say weapon, as you do that. And so look, this weekend, one of the things I love to do on the weekend is to just completely tune out. Like, I'll be off social media. I'll be off whatever. Heaven forbid, I'll even turn my phone off for a few hours. So I'm just unable to be reached. But then, you dive into whatever on Netflix or this, that, and the other, and you just end up feeding yourself a bunch of stuff that's not doing you any good. So I guess what I'm saying is be careful what you feed yourself, especially if you're trying to get a hold of your thoughts. Find some music that works. And RadioU is a great place for that. It's not the only place. You've got the RadioU Spotify playlist. There are things, there are albums you can listen, but try to find something this weekend that as you're fighting with that thing that you don't want to think about, to replace it with something else.
Worst of the Riot podcast.
Okay. Nikki, how's your current toilet paper supply?
Good. I always leave a Costco, what pack? Would that be? Yeah, like a big Costco pack in the garage for emergencies in case we ever have a thing again. But outside of that, that's all I keep extra.
Do you rotate it in and out?
Actually, you know what? I probably should, but I think I've just been leaving it there. And if I buy more toilet paper, it just goes in the house while this poor set's been out there for so long.
Might be time to, just change it up, freshen it up a tad.
It can come inside.
I have a big case that I bought on Amazon one day. I don't know if it was like the deal of the day or what, but I was like, you know what? I buy that. Comes in a box.
Fine.
I just put the box there.
Store the box.
If things get rough, we've got something to lean on.
We're just never having that happen again. So that's about it.
Now, why am I asking about your toilet paper supply?
Don't tell me it's getting short again.
Okay. Now, listen.
Oh, no. We're not going to start flaming or fanning those flames. We're not doing that.
Look, I don't want to fan the flames, but I also... we've got a responsibility to our friends.
Is this because of the Suez Canal?
Yep.
Was there a toilet paper boat?
No. It's not the toilet paper itself, Nikki. It's the wood pulp that gets
used
turned into toilet paper.
Oh, you guys don't understand. This boat stuck in the canal thing is supposed to destroy the pricing on stuff. Or at least that's the excuse that everybody's going to be making.
Yeah. It almost feels like maybe somebody...
Is this manufactured?
Did something on purpose to drive up, demand
for
products. And maybe in a country where, I don't know, everybody suddenly got an extra couple of $1,000s, so it's not that big of a deal.
Save the money.
Wealth transfer. Look it up.
It's real.
Right.
So they're warning that might be a problem or the prices might increase.
The number one producer of wood pulp in the world that is used to make toilet paper.
Charmin.
Susanna S.A.
Okay.
This is the company that supplies the company.
Yes, they're the ones.
It's the guy behind the guy kind of thing. And says, just a heads up, this is from Chief Executive Officer Walter Schalke, says that if the issue worsens, a worldwide toilet paper shortage is inevitable.
It's fine. We know what to do. We know what to do now. I'll get a second extra one. I'm going to get a second extra one. And be like, I heard Obadiah and Nikki say that.
It's tempting, isn't it?
It is, because I don't want that to ever happen. That was just not something I was familiar with being a possibility of not having toilet paper. It was just not something my mind understood.
It's still one of my favorite Nikki moments as I was watching her try to grapple with the idea of there not being toilet paper. It was just like, what? No.
I'm sorry.
No. What?
I've never had that before.
Well, we could always be like that one town in California where you're just flushing T-shirts.
Yeah, they were. Why don't they can't bring other boats because the canal that's blocked is just, there's so many boats already there.
It's the canal.
Can't they just offload it, throw it, to the
throw it over the
land?
The boat?
Yeah, put it in the land or something and just have trucks move the rest of it.
I think it would be more likely that they just blow up that boat.
Actually, there is something to that.
Yeah, but Nikki, your package is probably on that boat right now.
No, I am not getting anything delivered from the Suez. No, it's not that. It's just that's all the stuff that would just go sit in stores to sell.
Yeah.
It's not like that's the package delivery thing.
Well, I'll just tell you this. That Xbox and those Sanrio cards that we're both trying to get our hands on.
Actually, let me see if I can find his text message. Someone earlier texted, we're never going to see the banana cream pie Pop-Tarts this summer because of the Suez Canal. They're on there, I bet.
Yep.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Well, you know what, Nikki? I think it's fine. I think that as soon as our mics go off, I'm running to the store for toilet paper.
While you're there, can you
grab one for me?
Yeah, I'll just cash you some.
Remember your friend. You remember her?
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.
Join the community of people who are tired of constantly changing toilet paper.